In 2009, the Malaysian government embarked on an ambitious project to drive long-term economic development through the establishment of One Malaysia Development Berhad, 1MDB. Little did they know this endeavor would soon morph into one of the largest financial scandals in history, with devastating consequences for the Malaysian economy. This intriguing narrative of corruption, economic distress, and eventual pursuit of justice serves as a powerful reminder of the critical importance of transparency, accountability, and good governance in shaping a nation's economic future. As we delve into the dramatic story of the 1MDB scandal, we will examine its far-reaching impacts on the Malaysian economy and explore the hard-earned lessons that can be drawn from this cautionary tale. In 2009, the Malaysian government, led by Prime Minister Najib Razak, established One Malaysia Development Berhad, a strategic development company aimed at fostering long-term economic development for the nation. The fund was supposed to spearhead high-impact projects in various sectors such as energy, real estate, and tourism. While the initiative was initially met with optimism, it didn't take long for the story to take a dark turn. By 2015, the Wall Street Journal had published a series of damning articles, claiming that nearly $700 million from the fund had been funneled into personal accounts of Prime Minister Najib Razak. As the story unraveled, it was discovered that the total misappropriated funds exceeded a staggering $4.5 billion, making it one of the largest financial scandals in history. The intricate web of deceit included high-ranking officials, financial institutions, and numerous shell companies, all working together to siphon off funds meant for Malaysia's development. The 1MDB scandal had far-reaching consequences for the Malaysian economy. The first significant impact was the depreciation of the Malaysian ringgit. In 2015, the currency plunged to a 17-year low against the US dollar, losing over 20% of its value. This devaluation led to higher import costs and inflation, putting a strain on the wallets of ordinary Malaysians. Additionally, Malaysia's sovereign credit rating was downgraded by international rating agencies such as Fitch Ratings and Moody's due to concerns over 1MDB's massive debts and the government's ability to manage the crisis. The downgrades made it more expensive for Malaysia to borrow money, further hampering the nation's economic growth. The scandal also had negative repercussions for foreign direct investment in Malaysia. According to a report by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, FDI inflows into Malaysia fell by 14% in 2015. The decline in investor confidence stemmed from concerns about the transparency and integrity of Malaysia's financial system, given the scale and complexity of the 1MDB fraud. Moreover, several large-scale infrastructure projects that were supposed to be financed by 1MDB were either delayed or abandoned altogether. One such project was the Bandar Malaysia development, which aimed to create a new financial district in Kuala Lumpur. The $40 billion project was suspended due to a lack of funds, resulting in job losses and missed opportunities for economic growth. The 1MDB scandal not only had a profound impact on the Malaysian economy, but also left lasting effects on the country's society and the people's trust in their government. As the true extent of the corruption and mismanagement came to light, public confidence in the government and its institutions took a significant hit. The 1MDB scandal exposed the deep-rooted corruption within the Malaysian political system, leading to public outrage and disillusionment. The scandal served as a catalyst for various civil society movements demanding greater transparency, accountability, and political reforms. Protests and demonstrations, such as the Bersih rallies, highlighted the people's demand for a cleaner and more accountable government. The scandal also exacerbated existing income inequalities and social divisions. As ordinary Malaysians struggled to cope with the economic consequences of the 1MDB scandal, the perception that the political elite were enriching themselves at the expense of the people further deepened social discontent. The negative impact on social cohesion manifested in the form of heightened ethnic and religious tensions, as different groups felt increasingly marginalized and disenfranchised. The 1MDB scandal severely eroded the trust that Malaysians had in their government and its institutions. The scale of corruption and the involvement of top-level politicians and officials in the scandal led many Malaysians to question the integrity and competence of their leaders. This loss of trust in the government had significant ramifications on the nation's political landscape. The erosion of trust in the government also had implications for Malaysia's international reputation. As the scandal gained global attention, the country's image as a stable and attractive investment destination was tarnished. The loss of trust in the government and its institutions made it harder for Malaysia to attract foreign investments and partnerships, further hindering its economic growth. Beyond the immediate economic consequences of the 1MDB scandal, the long-term effects continue to reverberate through Malaysia's economy. The country's path to recovery has been marked by a combination of policy reforms, international cooperation, and domestic resilience. The 1MDB scandal and the subsequent delays or cancellations of numerous infrastructure projects not only had short-term economic consequences but also impacted Malaysia's long-term growth potential. The suspension of projects such as the Bandar Malaysia development and other infrastructure initiatives resulted in missed opportunities for job creation, increased productivity, and economic diversification. The fallout from the scandal has left Malaysia grappling with the challenge of regaining lost momentum and realizing its full economic potential. In response to the long-term economic challenges posed by the 1MDB scandal, the Malaysian government has implemented a series of policy measures aimed at bolstering economic fundamentals and promoting sustainable growth. These reforms include diversifying the economy by investing in new industries, such as renewable energy and digital technology, and fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. The government has also focused on improving fiscal discipline by reducing budget deficits and public debt, thereby enhancing Malaysia's fiscal sustainability and resilience to external shocks. One of the critical components of Malaysia's long-term economic recovery has been the restoration of investor confidence in the country's financial system and governance. Through a combination of legal proceedings, regulatory reforms, and the pursuit of international cooperation, the government has made significant strides in rebuilding its reputation and credibility. The successful negotiation of settlements with international financial institutions, such as Goldman Sachs, has not only helped recover misappropriated funds, but also demonstrated Malaysia's commitment to upholding the rule of law and addressing financial malfeasance. As the scandal unfolded, the Malaysian government took measures to address the fallout from 1MDB. In 2018, after an historic election, a new government led by Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad came to power, promising to bring those responsible for the scandal to justice and restore the country's economy. The new administration began a series of legal proceedings, both domestically and internationally, to recover the stolen funds. In a landmark decision in July 2020, former Prime Minister Najib Razak was found guilty on 7 charges related to the 1MDB scandal and sentenced to 12 years in prison. Additionally, the Malaysian government reached settlements with several international financial institutions, including Goldman Sachs, which agreed to pay $3.9 billion to resolve claims related to its role in the 1MDB debacle. While the legal battles and efforts to recover the stolen funds continue, the Malaysian government has also implemented economic reforms to address the damage caused by the 1MDB scandal. These measures include improving fiscal transparency, strengthening anti-corruption efforts, and promoting sustainable and inclusive economic growth. The tale of the 1MDB scandal serves as a powerful reminder of the potential economic devastation that can result from large-scale corruption. The Malaysian economy suffered immensely due to the misappropriation of funds, currency depreciation, downgraded credit ratings, reduced foreign investment, and stalled infrastructure projects. However, this story also carries a message of hope and resilience. The Malaysian people, through the democratic process, were able to bring about a change in leadership and set the nation on a path towards recovery and reform. As listeners, we must learn from the cautionary tale of 1MDB, understanding that economic growth and prosperity hinge on transparency, accountability, and good governance. For political scientists and economists, the 1MDB scandal offers valuable insights into the complex interplay between politics, economics, and corruption. As we continue to analyze and discuss the economic costs of the 1MDB scandal, let us not forget the importance of safeguarding our financial systems and holding our leaders accountable for the well-being of our nations and their economies.